Man, tell me your name, brother.
Eric Hollins,
Man, what they call you?
aka White Boy Eric.
White boy Eric. Man, where you grew up at, white boy?
I grew up in good old South LA, 47th and Normandy,
47.
Vermont Square Park. I'm not a 40 Crip, I'm a Vermont Square Park boy. Original Vermont Square Park boy.
All right.
We had no gang affiliation. We called ourselves players and hustlers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where my roots started.
All right. So let me ask you this, man. Who lived on 69th and stayed across the street from Cody and them? Whose house was that?
Who didn't stay on 69th? Michael McCarver, Wheelo. At the time, I was staying with Mike and them because I had got suspended from the house on 47th. So I gained interest in the factor in the 8-Tray Gangsters.
All right.
And Frank Adams, Lil Hard, Avery Allen, Big Hard. All of my associates in the field of that set. And I was guilty by association.
Yes, sir. So let me ask this, man. Was it like safe to say that being a Crip was accepted, just being a Crip, and you really didn't have to have that certain neighborhood affiliation? You could just be accepted just for like a brotherhood?
Well, back then it was a seesaw. If you understand what I'm saying, a seesaw. Some accepted you as, and some didn't accept it. So it's a touch and go situation with that question.
All right. So let me ask this, man. I'm gonna tell you what you're famous for me. What I know is lowriding. So what year was that when you started lowriding in LA?
I had my first car lifted front and back because I want to get all the youngsters and everybody straight. Because you have wheels on your car doesn't make you a lowrider. Front and back on the ground makes you a true lowrider. So my first front and back car was 1975.
All right.
I worked for the Cedar program, which is probably another program now that you guys have, but it's a new name for it. Mm-hmm. But it was for the summer youth. We worked, I saved my money, I worked, and I got me a 65 Chevy. I lifted it 2 weeks after I got it in the front, but I never became front and back till a year later, 1975. Then I became White Boy Eric.
So let me ask you this, man. If I got a car and it's cut in the front, but it ain't front and back, it's just front, that's official. It's a lowrider, right?
No. No, not in my book. You have to be front and back to be a lowrider.
Gotta be front and back.
You gotta be front and back.
So all them dudes who had hydraulics going to the front, they ain't had nothing going to the trunk. What was that?
They was wheel cleaners. They just had wheels and they was cleaning their wheels. You know, a lot of guys thought because they had a older Chevy back then, they had a classic, that it was worth something. 40 years later, now they really worth something.
Right.
Back then, it was just a 64 Chevy.
And I had one, man. And I bought my hydraulics, 1984, from Dino. And he won them in a contest.
Yeah.
And I bought the hydraulics from him, so I had a front. My Chevy was cut in the front, but it wasn't in the back.
Right.
And there was some dudes from Compton used to clown me all the time. And I said, man, I'm a lowrider. They said, no, you're not.
No, you're not. Lowrider consists of front and back,
right.
Not front or back.
So let me ask you this, man. Where was the hangouts at, man? Where was everybody going? As a matter of fact, man, do you remember Razor Sharp?
Yes, sir.
Man, that was my partner.
Very dear friend of mine.
Louis Wyatt. Yes, sir.
Yeah, very dear friend of mine.
Okay, so let me stop. Let me go back. Because what type of schools did you go to, brother? Because me and Louis went to the same school, and I know you went to a school that was similar to ours.
I went to St. Cecilia's on 42nd in Normandy.
Yep. And then you went
to Holy Cross.
Yep.
47th place in Maine.
Yep.
I went down to Verbum Day, and the Bloods wouldn't let me stay in there because they had a problem with coming over the gym fence, patting pockets.
Oh yeah.
And I was poor. So I wasn't willing to give you my 75 cents or my dollar for lunch and to catch the bus home without you taking it. Right. So the Father Joseph was the actual principal, but they called them fathers. Mm-hmm. They told me that I was not of their caliber. I had to go. I couldn't stay there. Because I'm causing the problem, but they coming to rob me.
Right.
But I'm causing the problem. So I ended up at Audubon Junior High School. And from Audubon, I went to Hamilton.
Okay.
Hamilton, I stopped through Dorsey, and they didn't accept me over there because I was with the Crip card. And I associated with too many Crips, they said. But I had bloods that was friends too, from the jungle.
Right.
I had bloods from neighborhood families, Shaft and all those cats up there, Michael Cox, and I had a lot of friends.
Yeah.
But they said I was a Crip. I hung with the Crips too much.
Yes, sir. Hey, so look though, so I just want to highlight that because in one of my videos, somebody said, "Oh, you went to Catholic school, you was a buster," and man, I try to tell people, man, we had to fight daily. You know, there wasn't no chance to be a buster. You just couldn't be a buster, man.
Be a buster.
You know, going to school in South LA, going to Catholic school,
Not
man.
in Catholic school.
And you had the same path I went on because after Sarah, I went to Audubon and Dorsey. But anyway, man, let's talk about being at this one spot. Well, tell me some of the spots, brother, that you used to low ride at.
My first low riding hangout experience was Burger King, Jefferson and Crenshaw.
Yes.
That was just, I thought I was in seventh heaven. Right. There's so many different cars and brothers and women and everything was there.
Yeah. And what year is this in LA?
That was 1977.
So listen, man, that Burger King been over there since I went to Audubon and Dorsey 78, 79 around that, and right. Audubon was there. Harold Mack's sister Osi got shot. You remember that?
She
got killed.
And she got shot coming through the parking lot.
Yeah, she was just going to order some food, wasn't even hanging out, man.
The Compton guys came up there.
Right.
And shoot out because one of their cars had been taken.
All right.
And they blamed LA, and come to find out, some of their friends from Compton were the actual perpetrators of the hijacking.
Man, ain't that something?
Yeah.
So now, tell me about another spot, man. So I used to go to the Burger King. I didn't stay long, but there was another spot over near the east side.
Church's Chicken.
Yes, sir.
Church's Chicken. And see, whoever said I was a buster, you couldn't be a buster at Church's.
Nah, you cannot.
So
quiet as kept, you couldn't be a buster at Burger King either, man. Because it'd be so many people from so many different neighborhoods.
And they would try your car to see where you were soft at. They would push your button to see if you were soft. If you were soft, you didn't come back to that block the next week. And if you did, you didn't have your car.
Right. So they were taking cars.
They was taking cars.
Man.
They were taking cars.
Were they taking cars at churches?
They took cars at every lot we ever been to.
So how was people avoiding that, man? You done got your car together, got front and back, got you some, I guess they was probably straight laces then. They wasn't dating yet.
No, we were true spokes. We were true spokes.
True spokes then,
we came from SS Krager's. Well,
right.
When I first started, I didn't like the Supreme wheel. That was the ugly wheel to me.
Right.
The older guys, they love them. Stud busters, as they call them.
Uh-huh.
And they went to the SS Krager, double line SS Krager, Fenton's, and then they went to true spokes.
Right.
I was in the era where SS Krager Fenton, we started with them.
Right.
And then when the True Spoke came out, everybody had to have something.
Right.
That's just like when you went from the True Spoke, Straight Lace, Big Hub to the Dayton.
Yeah.
Everybody had to have something.
Right. But between there though, there was them rims that came off the Jaguar, the Zeniths.
Zeniths.
Yeah.
Zeniths Wire Wheel.
Yeah.
See, Jim Craig, the owner of Zenith Wire Wheel Factory, and Marvis Dayton were partners in wheels. One had an idea for the straight spoke, and one wanted to keep the sprawl spoke. So in the late 60s, Mr. Craig told me that they had separated friendships. business friendships. They were still friends, but he made his wheel. He made his wheel.
Right.
And the Zenith was a more stronger wheel because the spoke was bent, not straight, where to push out.
Right.
So.
And then the only thing holding on to it was the adapter for that.
Adapter.
Yeah.
Right.
So a lot of times, my matter of fact, I think I came to you. My studs would break, man. My studs would break on there, and I'm sitting here with my Dayton running down the street faster than the car.
They were faster than the car.
All right, but look, man, let's go back because you got history, man. So, who was some of the people that were? Well, I don't want to say who was taking cars, but shit, who was taking cars, man? Who was the well-known dudes out around that time, man? Who were the names of the guys who was lowriding back in those '70s? Who was big names, man?
Big names. You had Andre Gentry, rest in peace. That was a monster, massive lowrider, and his 40th anniversary of his death is coming up on the 17th of this month. Everybody, we're gonna say a prayer somewhere.
Right.
For Andre. You had Don Sutton, Harlem, Earthquake, Harlem, Lamont Fletcher, rest in peace, Blackstone. You just had brothers from everywhere, we can't leave the Lizard out or Leaping Lizard.
Oh yes, sir.
Can't leave Kenneth out.
Yeah, he's still around.
But all of us were brothers through that low riding. Everybody knew who everybody was, and the neighborhoods accepted us because they brought us to their neighborhoods. And the neighborhoods accepted us because of low riding.
Right.
It was a lot of monster cats out there that were accepted because of the low riding.
Yes, sir. There were also body shops that people would go to, put candies on your car and all that. And I remember Lil Willie, man.
Lil Willie Compton, and then I see a lot of people didn't really remember the Hair Bear, Ern and Tom, down on 66 and Western. Their father had the body shop there. Ern and Tom, they called them the Hair Bear brothers. And his hair was long as women's hair. And they was doing paint and body work and shooting candies at 17 and 18 years old. They was shooting candies. All their cars, him, Ed was the older brother, Ern, and then Tom was the youngest.
Okay.
All their cars had candies on them.
Yes, sir.
And I'm talking about good-looking candies.
Yes, sir. All right, let me ask you this, man. I'm just gonna use this as part one, man. Interview with White Boy Eric. But let me ask you this: was there a place on the west side, Beverly Hills, that area, where people would go with their lowriders?
Westwood Boulevard.
Westwood Boulevard.
Westwood Boulevard. Up there by UCLA.
Yes, sir.
That's side.
All the lowriders go over there?
Go up there and hang out and hang on and get ran out and get ran off.
All right.
But we went back.
Yes, sir. What about Fat Burgers, man?
San Vicente.
Yeah,
Louisiana.
That's where I seen you. That's where I thought you was Superman, man. I said, look at White Boy Eric, man. He doing it big, man. What you had, a Lincoln? What was that?
That was 1981. I had a 79 Lincoln Mark V Cartier Designer Edition.
Man.
Front and back. I was 21 years old in a brand new Lincoln.
Yes, sir.
Every time the police would stop me, they wanted to know where I got that car from. I told them, well, my father owned a body shop and I have a job.
Yes,
they kind of figured out I was lying, but it was my lie, so I got to tell it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, do we have those days still, man? Tell me somebody who's still out there, man, doing it big and still showing off at the car shows and all that. Anybody from your era?
Well, you got Brother Tweet, Brother Pat, professionals, club brothers of mine. Even though I'm a retired professional, they are putting their hands in it. They right now, their cars are, those are the ones to beat. They got some beautiful cars.
Yeah.
They have beautiful cars.
What about the Majestics, man? The Compton, the LA Majestics?
Well, you got the Compton Majestics. You got Baby Gangster just came out. Fred just, I don't know if he broke his car out. Twin. A lot of them, you guys don't get mad if you see this and I don't mention your name because I'm old now. I forget.
Yeah.
You got a lot of car clubs out now. You know, Fat Punchy, Public Enemy.
Oh yeah, he never stopped, man.
Yeah, Punch is a good low rider. Came up a lot after us, but he's a hell of a. I take my hat off to him. I commend him in his low riding skills.
Yeah. Have you seen the mothership? The Chris Mills got this.
The 59.
Yes.
Yes. 59 is nice. Chris's car is really nice.
That was a beautiful
But
car.
the car that's beating him right now is not even finished.
Huh?
Right. It's Anthony Fuentes from Homies Hydraulics. That 59, Chris, I hate to say it, scoot over, brother.
He coming, huh?
It's a new kid on the block.
All right.
New kid on the block. That car is, woo, one of a kind.
Yes, sir. Well, look, man, I'm going to end this video, man, talking about lowriders and all that, man. Anything you want to tell the people? Want to end with this? Something they should know, something I didn't ask you?
No, just all the brothers and sisters, let's keep it alive. You know, low riding probably y'all is just a thing. Low riding to me was a way of life. I took it in as a way of life. It was my life. I didn't want to do nothing else but low ride. And I have to say I was one of the best. And I take my hat off to my boy Donald Sutton, Andre Gentry, all the fellas that took me in at Burger King when I was young and wet behind the ears and showed me the rope. You know, Ernest House, Four Dog, rest in peace. Gary the Wizard May, rest in peace. You know, Daryl Koontz, Arthur Parker, you know, all the professionals. Daryl Pettis, Petey, Bozo, you know, just everybody that showed me the way. Showed me the right way to low ride.
Yes, sir.
Because there's a right way and there's a wrong way. They showed me the right way.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate you, brother.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you. All right. Thank you for that.